Happy 2025, Lighthouse for Life family. Man, I don't know what your Christmas was like, but I will tell you that mine did not go as I had thought that it was. I was scheduled to go to Kenya this year to get some time with my brother and his wonderful family. And don't you know, 2 days before I was supposed to fly out there, my brother ended up getting in a bad motorcycle accident, which meant that my time in Kenya was spent with him in the hospital and coming alongside his family and helping them as he was working through this trauma. And I was just amazed at what all that meant. From 24/7 care with multiple different people on his team, from the trauma doctor team to all of the nurses and individuals, to a psychologist that was helping him process the PTSD, to the OT and PT, to the community that was providing meals, and the hundreds around the world that were wrapping them up in prayer. And yet it was so necessary, even just for that one trauma. It put things in perspective for me when I came back here to Lighthouse for Life and realized that the survivors that we're serving have not just faced one trauma. Many of them have compounded complex trauma that has existed for years. No wonder they need such intensive levels of care, often from multiple different people and over an extended period of time in their journeys. But that's what we're committed to do. Whether it's 5 or 500, however many we can support, we are committed to doing that, because I know what it's like when people have come alongside and supported me and my family. With your help, last year we opened the harbor property and now have a stable place for our survivors to come. We were also able to come alongside 38 individuals directly to help meet their needs. 4 of them have been a part of our long-term program for a significant period of time, and we celebrated commissioning them out in December just this past year. That does not mean that we are done with them, not at all. It means they're far enough along in their journeys that they can have some more levels of independence. They will always be friends and part of our survivor community. In fact, last week I was so excited to get to see one of our ladies who is now on the Survivor Advisory Board for the State Task Force and is just thriving and is expecting her own little child here in the near future. On top of that, we provided awareness to almost 3,000 individuals. That's 3,000 more that have just more knowledge that they can use then to help prevent trafficking from their loved ones or help us to report it, but can join the fight more prepared and empowered because of training that they've received. Thank you. Also, thanks to you, our year-end giving last December was a little over $175,000. That's huge. And the big reason why that's huge is because it gives us significant hope that we're going to be able to open Caris Home this year, and hopefully here relatively soon. We're in the process of just wrapping up details with DSS to get the license complete and then to pursue the contract with them. Pretty soon we're going to start hiring our staff and then welcoming our first resident to receive the care from their trauma like my brother received in Kenya. It's going to include its own school, case management, life skills, and all sorts of community engagement activities so they can rediscover who they are outside the world of sex trafficking. Another thing we could really use your help with this year is getting some legislation passed. We have tried for multiple years to get the penalties increased against the demand, which is a key factor in fueling this industry. If people weren't paying for sex, there wouldn't be near the market that there is. This is equally important now because in North Carolina, effective January 1st, they have made it a felony offense to purchase another individual for sex. This means that it is driving the industry to South Carolina because our penalties are so much lower. But the last thing that we want is for South Carolina to be a safe haven for traffickers. It's supposed to be a safe haven for our community members. So you help us get that legislation passed today. You can definitely find out more by going to our website. We're super excited about what 2025 is going to hold. We anticipate bringing in many more survivors as the word spreads about the drop-in center. We anticipate what the Lighthouse is going to do for these precious teenage girls, and we anticipate making a much stronger impact in the fight across our state. Thank you for coming alongside of us and beginning 2025.